Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it. It's AFR Saints, your home for daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Please subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our content this football season is presented by BetUS. Score a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Enjoy the video. Who dat? So Darren Rizzi met with reporters on Monday, and he was asked about had he talked with Mickey Loomis and Gail Benson about the job, and he said he did. Here you go.
I spoke to Mickey quickly this morning. Again, they have the organization has to go through the NFL interview process. Obviously, have to have a number of candidates that they're going to interview. I'm going to interview as well. That date hasn't been set in stone just yet, but probably sometime next week. I'll get a chance to kind of take a step back here for a couple of days and reflect on everything and kind of reassess and some of the things that we would change moving forward and pros and cons of what went on here the last 9 weeks. And so I didn't get a chance to speak with Mrs. B just yet, but Mrs. B's been phenomenal. We've communicated very often here over the last couple of months, and I'm sure I'll meet with her either today or tomorrow.
Boy, I kind of feel for Darren Rizzi. On one hand, it was an awesome opportunity. I mean, he got a 9-week opportunity to be a head coach. 8 games. This wasn't a small sample size. It was a great opportunity. This wasn't like 3 games at the end of the year where it's a one-off. But the opportunity he got was just marred by injury. I mean, this was a team that saw Spencer Rattler start 6 games. I mean, it's really hard to get a good gauge on what it was like, could have been when you're starting Spencer Rattler and you don't have your top 2 receivers and you have this mishmash of an offensive line and there's no Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara misses the end of the season. I mean, it's not anything you don't know. I mean, it's all stuff we've talked about with respect to the Saints all season. I mean, since Eric McCoy went down in week 3 and this chain reaction of starters and these miserable events that all took place. But it's the hand you're dealt. So, I mean, might it be different for Darren Rizzi if he had a healthy roster during his 9-week, 8-game interim stint? Maybe, certainly. It's plausible to think it would be different. But the reality is just what it is. And I don't think Darren Rizzi is going to get the job. We'll get right back to the video, but thrilled to tell you again about our partners over at BetUS. The NFL playoffs are here. You want to wager, the best place to do it is at BetUS. Right now, 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. All the info is right there on the bottom of the screen. Let's make our bet for the wild card round of the playoffs. I'll show you how easy this is. You go to BetUS. We'll tap football there on the left side of the screen. Of course, we'll choose the wild card round. It'll load all the games for us. I kind of am thinking I want to lean toward Jaden Daniels. So let's find the Commanders. Getting 3 points on the road in Tampa. I'm going to go with our guy, JD5, the former Tiger. Let's see if he can get it done. Certainly not betting on the Bucks. How much to wager? $25. Place the bet. It's going to ask me to confirm. Couple of taps, and just like that, we are locked in with our bet. Washington Commanders, that critical number of 3, getting the field goal on the road. I'll take it. You want to make your bet? You can do it that easily. Remember, use the promo code YouTube150 to get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. Now, enjoy the rest of the video. But whoever is the coach is going to have a top 10 draft pick. And this will be the first time that the New Orleans Saints will have drafted in the top 10 since 2008. Remember, that's when they went up to number 7 to draft Cedric Ellis. A lot of people thought maybe if you're going to trade up, why not trade up to go get Glenn Dorsey? But instead they took Cedric Ellis. I've been asked a lot, what the Saints should do. And listen, we've got a lot of time between now and April. We've got 4 months, right, to talk about the draft and what's going to happen. The free agent window will come, and the Saints have just a ton of work to do to get their cap situation in order before the league year begins. But this is one of those years where I legitimately don't care what position they draft. And people said, hey, Matt, who do you want the Saints to pick? And almost out of obligation, I'll throw out a name. And we'll learn much more as we go through Senior Bowl and the Combine and workouts and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'll throw out a name because I don't want to be the guy who's like, I don't care. So the name I keep throwing out is Brandon Graham. You know, if he's available and, you know, we're talking about Mason Graham, I'm sorry, the defensive lineman from Michigan. Get his name right, kid. Anyway, like, if he's available, I think that would be awesome because I think a major part of the Saints' defensive issues this year was your inability to stop the run. When Dennis Allen's defense was great, it's when the Saints went on this, like, 5-year run of not allowing a 100-yard rusher. They were so good at stopping the run. I mean, they lost that game to Tampa, allowing 5.8 yards a carry. They allowed 270 on the ground at Tampa earlier this year. They're just not good. And I think when you can't stop the run, it makes you more vulnerable on the back end. So that would be my pick. I would like to see you take a dominant interior defensive tackle. You pair that person with Darren Rizzi, I think you're cooking with something there. But quite literally, this is an illustration of how bad this roster is right now. I mean, your offensive line was atrocious this year. I mean, Eric McCoy, when he's healthy, is a very good player. And I think you've hit on Taliesin Fuaga as a starter. Does he stay at left? Does he move to right? I don't know. I mean, he acquitted himself very well at left tackle this year. And maybe Trevor Penning proved this year he can at least play for you. He's not a complete bust. But you need help at both guard spots. Ruiz, even if he's back, you still need help at left guard. So you need at least one starting offensive lineman. Alvin Kamara's old. Kendre Miller, do we label him bust at this point? Maybe. You're in desperate need of help at wide receiver. You do not have a legit, even with a healthy Chris Olave, he's not a number one. Not in the way Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Brian Thomas, look around the league, are number ones. A.J. Brown, like, you don't have that guy. Obviously need a quarterback. You traded Marshawn Lattimore. What do you do with Paulson Adebo? Don't know. I mean, you need help at corner. Tyron's old at safety, and you don't have another safety, respect to Will Harris. But he's not a starting safety in the NFL. Linebacker, I mean, Demario Davis, I might play at least 56 and still be awesome. And you got Pete Werner there as well, so maybe that's not as big a need as the other positions. But the point is, I could go at literally defensive end. You're one of the worst in the NFL this year at rushing the passer. I think Trey Hendrickson had half as many sacks as the entire New Orleans Saints team. It's insane. Like, you are bad everywhere. You need help everywhere. So the Saints draft 9th. I mean, I saw this mock draft over at CBS that has the Saints taking Michael Williams, the edge from Georgia. I'd be pumped. I know they've not had great success drafting edge rushers in round 1, but this ain't a small school guy who they're betting on the upside because they like his relative athletic score. This is a dude who's an immediate day 1 impact coming off the edge. I've seen Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia. I mean, I've seen McMillan, the receiver from Arizona. There's so many ways you can go, and I'd probably be okay with any of it because you're that bad at every spot that I would legit be thrilled with getting an impact guy at any spot. You just got to draft a guy that's not a project, a guy that comes in day 1 as an impact guy for you. First time Saints were drafted in the top 10. God, almost 20 years. Oh my God. It's as bad as it's been in a long time, y'all. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, considering how comfortable we got with the Saints being relevant for so long. Thanks so much for watching the video. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video, and remember to support BetUS, where right now you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150.